What's up, nerds, and have I got a story for you. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, or you can just listen, and I'm probably going to just read them to you or break them down or whatnot. I also want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that we got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, you guys. So this one's going to be a little bit heavy, and I do have some the talking points that I'm going to talk about on this one. So now for this, in case you guys have not heard, because you've been living under a rock, and I'm sorry I didn't get to this sooner. I would have, but I had a rough week, you guys. Christmas is really bringing me down. I was going to do a whole video by itself for this article, and I just did not get to do it and everything. So in case you've been living under a rock, Jonathan Majors was found guilty this week. So I'm going to go through a couple of things with it, and like I said before, the talking points that I have are on the screen right now. So first things first, the verdict. So the jury, he had a jury trial, and there was 6 jurors, and there were 3 men, 3 women. I didn't see if it had a breakdown of what their ethnicity was, but yeah. So he was brought up on charges not from his girlfriend, which I can't remember. I don't have her name in front of me. Let me see if it says it right here. But his girlfriend, she, they had a little bit of a tiff or whatnot, and she went to the police. Grace Jabari. So he ended up being found guilty of 2 of the 4 things that the New York DA brought against him. And from what I understand, the New York DA is pretty hardcore. Like, he's pretty harsh or whatnot. Not if it's a small crime, like if you're robbing stores, but if you're Jonathan Majors and you get into a toxic relationship, oh, well, then you better bet your ass you're being hauled off to jail. Okay, so he was found guilty for reckless assault and harassment, and then he was not found guilty on unintentional assault in the 3rd degree and aggravated assault in the 2nd degree. So basically the jury found that he was abusive emotionally and physically, but it was not intentional, and that basically this saying like he's got anger issues, but don't we all? Now, so that's the verdict and everything. And I saw a lot of people bringing up like Josh Brolin and Sean Penn and everything. And I want to bring them up with my thoughts and everything, and the parts where could he go to jail. I also want to talk about some other things with that, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I just want to say, as far as the verdict goes, I can see from the evidence how a jury might. I thought a jury had 12. I don't know how this. Well, this was civil, not criminal. So, and that's why there's no financial gain for Miss Jabari. It's just going to be, it's all criminal. And like I said before, she didn't put up these charges against him. Like, she didn't press charges. It was the DA that had brought up these charges. And there's video of him going around, and then there's the text messages going around. A lot of people want to say that the text messages really hurt him. I didn't think so, and I will give you my thoughts in just one second after I talk about this verdict. But there was a lot of evidence and everything. I do think his lawyer was not the best lawyer, but whatever. All right, so let's get into my thoughts on this whole thing. I have to admit that I do not think he was guilty. There's that video of her running after him in the streets and everything. And I personally think that the DA, the girl, she went to the police station, Jabari went to the police station, and then she wanted to drop it. And for me personally, I go, listen, this is a matter that's between them, and this was, and I think she also realized that she naughty baby did a no. But I also think that it wasn't just Jonathan Majors. It sounds like they were in a toxic relationship. They were not good for each other. And I saw a lot of people comparing this to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, as far as the toxic relationship goes. And I couldn't agree more. This is obviously this couple is not good for each other. And, but what are you going to do? Like, I don't have, I can't tell you what to do in your relationship, but I would have got out like right away. Like, I have no time for nonsense. But I also saw a lot of people be like, she should get some money and everything. I don't, like I said before, this is a criminal trial, not a civil trial. Sorry. So she's not going to get any money. I do think that she thinks she made a mistake because she's all like, I had this hot up and coming actor as my boyfriend, and now I don't have that no more. And I think that I honestly think that she regrets it because the bitch she got injured, and then all of a sudden she's at the club the next night not having like a little wrist brace or whatever. She's like, oh, my hand hurts, and then all of a sudden she's okay. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. But I don't know if she's lying. I can't say she's lying because it sounds like they both were not good to each other at all. Okay, so now here, could he go to jail, you guys? I don't think so. I think it said something like in this thing that he could get up to 10 years, but I think that was with all 4 charges on the table, and the fact that there only 2 charges he was charged on. So I think that I don't think he's gonna go to jail like at all. So I just think, but there is that possibility. The judge could throw the book at him and he could get the maximum, which I don't know what that is with just these 2 charges. But he could go off on him and just be like, you're going to jail, buddy. Now, I also don't think that he should go to jail because, like I said, a lot of people brought up Josh Brolin and Sean Penn, and those 2 were also abusive physically and emotionally. And neither one of them spent time in jail. And I just want to be like, I'm sorry. Like we get a black man. All of a sudden he's up and coming and he's in a toxic relationship. But these other 2 dudes, they're in toxic relationships, but they get a free pass. And I understand that this was back before the internet went up and everything. But I just go Hollywood, because we're going to talk about his time at Marvel and his career in just one second. But they knew about Josh Brolin. Hollywood knows all this stuff. And if they try to pretend like they don't, they're liars. But they knew about what was going down. And I have a feeling they knew about Jonathan Majors. All these people came out that he had a temper and that he'd be a dick. And they just they just were like, it's fine. We want this new up and coming black actor. So I just feel like they all knew, but they just wanted to, play it cool and just be like, just don't say anything. And if nobody finds out, we'll be fine. Okay, so now Marvel. He was immediately fired. I'll have the article down below. I'm not going to read it, but he was immediately fired from Marvel. As soon as the guilty, they had that response ready to go, you guys. Like, they were just like, guilty, send. And they just sent the response, and it was like, he's been fired. So he is not going to be going forward with Marvel. And I think that with Loki season 2, they really set up to where they could have it to where Kang does not come back. And I think that that's good in terms of that. I always thought Kang was just a terrible villain, even from the comic books. If you read those comic books, I've always thought Kang was such a stupid villain, and I thought bringing him into the MCU was a terrible idea. And if you read Secret Wars, Dr. Doom can be the bad guy, and that makes total sense, especially, like I said, if you read Secret Wars. I just personally don't like Kang. I don't want them to recast. I just don't want them to bring that character back. Now, as far as his Hollywood career goes, a lot of people were saying that he's just done. He's done and he's not coming back. He's done in Hollywood. And I disagree. I don't think that going forward, is there just no forgiveness? Are we not allowed to make mistakes? Are we not allowed to be human beings? Sure, some people make mistakes that are just completely unforgivable. And that I go, that's true. But like in this case, let's just say he gets community service. He has to take anger management and he realizes his mistakes. Is he not allowed to come back and be forgiven for that? I just go like, a lot of people are just be like, no, once an abuser, always abuser. And I go, that's not true. I know plenty of people that were abusers and they aren't anymore because they sought help and they received it. So I just go, where's like some forgiveness in the future? Are we not allowed to have second chances anymore and all that stuff? So I do think that I don't think his Hollywood career is over if somebody takes a chance on giving him a second chance and showing some mercy and forgiveness. I also, I don't know. I'm just on Jonathan Major's side for this whole story and everything. And if you're not on his side, that's fine. That's fine. I totally get why you wouldn't be, but I'm just on his side. Like, that's the thing, because I know a lot of people, there's just like, there's so much going on with this story that there's no possible way we could know every nuance of it. So, and the only two people that know are him and Jabari. So, yeah. So those are my thoughts on that, you guys. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Jonathan Majors being found guilty? I don't, you know, like I said before, I'm on Jonathan Majors' side, and I get how if you're not, it's totally cool. You know, I've seen abusive relationships in my real life, and they're not pretty. But this one sounds like a toxic relationship situation, and I've seen plenty of those. And for those, I just go, both people are crazy, and they need to just get away from each other. But hopefully Jonathan Majors gets help for his anger issues. And like I said before, I hope he's able to come back in terms of, you know, work-wise, because if not, that's crazy. He's a good actor. I just, yeah, I'm on his side for this whole thing. But tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.